What's up, guys? Brian here, representing the Overlay Network, bringing you guys a very experimental deck profile of Tenyi-Foes with Tenyi-Foes Ballpark. So yeah, it's gonna be having Tenyis, Metal Foes, and the Giant Ballpark engine, because I've seen various people like Lord Trent put in like Tenyi Giant Ballpark, and I've seen people like Hardly Joe do like Tenyi-Foes, but I kind of want to try to combine them all together into like 160 card brick. Obviously this is experimental, but it's very budget. Everything's like a common and a rare. Yeah, everything's pretty budget, and then I'm just testing it out, and yeah, want to share it with you guys. And then obviously let me know down in the comment section down below what you guys would change and what I could do to make it better. And yeah, without further ado, let's get onto it, because it is a 60 card brick. And yeah, so we're gonna start off with the Tenyi part of the deck, and we're gonna start off by displaying the 3 Tenyi Ashunas. Well, pretty much, if you guys don't know by now, I suggest you guys watch the Tenyi video that we have here in the channel, that kind of highlights them more in depth what they do. But I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of what they all do. All Tenyi share the effect where if you control no effect monsters, you can special them, summon them from the hand, and they all share effects where once they're in the graveyard, they can do their own cool things, and they all have different attributes. Yeah, pretty much it. So we run 3 Ashuna. Check out the other videos so you guys know what each one does, but if you guys don't know, feel free to check them out. They're pretty easy to understand once you get into it. So we run 3 Ashuna because he's probably the best one, and then 2 Tenyi Spirit at Hara. He's the Earth Tuner. He helps us go into Materia Beast and then into our level 8 Synchro, and then yeah, 2 of him because he is pretty good. Then we run 2 Shitana, level 4, very helpful for getting into some rank 4 plays if need be. So 2 Shitana. I try to, these ratios can change obviously, they are gonna change most likely, but right now we're just test running this online, and it's been working out because here in locals our Calis are here in Cali our locals are closed. Next we run 2 Vishuddha, level 7 dark of the deck. 1 Nahata, because you don't want to really see him in hand, but he is very helpful here and there. So 1 Nahata, level 4 wind. 1 Mapura. And then, in my opinion, honorary Tenyi is Mirror, because just the tokens you can create is just insane. So 1 Mirror. And then we run 2 Flawless Perfection of the Tenyi. It's a field spell that that states that all non-effect monsters on the field are unaffected by monster effects. And then once per turn, if your opponent special summons a monster and you control a face-up non-effect or a face-down non-effect monster, or a face-down monster, a face-down non-effect monster, you can draw 2 cards. Yeah, it's only once per turn, but yeah, good field spell. We run 2 of it because it helps. And then Vessel for the Dragon Cycle, which is a Foolish Burial Road to Love Child for Tenyi and Worms. And then 3 Fist of Unrivaled Tenyi. Pretty much Omni Negate, kind of like a Solomon Judgment, negates the summoning of negates the summoning or the effect of a monster, and then negates a spell and trap. And then when it's destroyed, you can special summon 1 non-effect monster from your extra deck. So yeah, it helps you turbo out certain beaters that you want to get out onto the field. And that's it for the Tenyi package of the deck. We are now going to get into the Metal Foes package. So we run 2 Metal Foes Stealing. No, excuse me, 3 Metal Foes Stealing. She's the it's the high scale of the high scale of the deck. Metal Foes have no effects; they're just pendulum scales. But they all have a scale effect where it's once per turn. You can target 1 other face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, you can set 1 Metal Foes spell or trap from your deck, spell or trap directly from your deck onto the field. So yeah, you can just set it, and then it's a good way to turbo out Metal Foes Fusion, to use it if you guys have the resources in hand. And yeah. So 3 of her, because it's probably the best low scale. And then we run 2 Silvered. Okay, I was running 3, but then she's not that great. And then more often than not, I'd rather just see something else, like one of the field spells or something, than her, because I don't know, it's very iffy. I'm very iffy with her at 3. She might go up again, but I'd rather have her at 2 because she's not a good scale. She's only 1700, and yeah, we're gonna run 2 of her. Then we run 2 Gold Driver, who's probably the better low scale, quite frankly. He's 19, level 4 also. I mean, with Silred, she's level 3, which just sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it does suck. But with him, at least he's level 4, so yeah, there's that. and then we run 3 of him. It's probably the best high skill, and then 2 bolt flame because the third one it gets bricky, and then if you see 2 in hand, it's just a brick, and you don't have the other skill. It's just a brick. It's terrible. It's not good, but you do need him because he's a level 7, so it helps you go into synchro plays. And then you can run a rank 7 engine in here, like the Odd Eyes one, but I try to keep it as much as to the archetypes as possible. So we do run 2 Bolt Flames. Next, 2 Metaphors counter. I did run it at 3, but sometimes it was just, I don't know, it was cloggy at times. If you guys don't know what this does, Metaphor counter lets you, it's a card that states if a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, just the card you control, you can special summon 1 Metaphors monster from your deck, and so special summon 1 Metaphor monster from your deck, and then you can banish this card the set the turn it was sent there to target 1 face-up Metaphors monster in your extra deck, and then add it to your hand. So it has that little ability to add resources to your hand, which is helpful, make it super poly live in some situations. So yeah, that is awesome. So we run 2 of those, and then we have to run the Metaphors package, and by default we have to run the Foolish Burial for, I guess, the only draw power in this deck. I do want to run Desires, but there are times where I do banish certain packages, a lot of it, and then it just sucks. It doesn't make anything live. So I do want to run Pot of Avarice, but space in here is tight. I might try to squeeze it in as this profile does change, but for right now we're running this and testing this out, and it's been working 50-50 well, but yeah, still a lot of work to be done. The main theme of this deck is just to get out beaters, pretty much, like not vanilla beaters in a sense, and just, you know, get some graveyard protection and have the field spell on there and just, you know, chill out and get that going. And then kind of part of the Metaphors package in itself is Super Poly, because Metaphors have some of the best Super Poly targets in the game, so we want to run Super Poly in here. So next we got the ballpark package, the giant ballpark package. We run 3 Neobug along with 3 shiny black sea squatter. This is just great because giant ballpark is an amazing card that helps you just turbo these guys out into the graveyard and then onto the field. And because ideally you want to have some type of scales set up early in the game, or if not mid-game at some point if you're able to, you're gonna want to have the scale set up so you can just turbo out all your vanillas, because they're in between the scale numbers 1 through 8, and then you can even turbo out some of your Tenyi because you control no effect monsters. So that's ideally what you want to be doing with this deck, just bringing out vanillas and just super pawing them away with Metaphors targets more than anything. And then yeah, that's ideally what you want to do. That's all that we run for the giant ballpark package, and then we run 2 giant ballparks. So if you guys don't want to know what this do, let me read it to you guys. So it says, during damage calculation, if a player would take damage, you can make neither player take any battle damage from that battle, and if you do, you can send 1 level 4 lower insect monster from your deck to your graveyard. And if you send a normal monster, which you're going to be sending because you have Neobug or the shiny black sea squatter, you can special summon any number of monsters with the same name as that monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So yeah, so you pretty much are going to be able to send one of these guys from your deck to the graveyard, and then special summon him, and then along with another 2 to the graveyard. Get out beaters and give you board presence in certain matchups. So it's great for the grind game, and this deck can grind once you get past, I think, like turn 3 or 4, you're able to pretty much grind if things are going well. Into a lot of, let's get into the 1-0s. We run the 1 terraforming to search out the field spell that we want, either or. Metaverse, like I said, again, either to activate or add it to the hand. Field spell, and then set rotation, because we do run some field spells in here, and it's good just to have them out either or. And yeah, good way to outmine if your opponent has it too. And then yeah, run that right there for the 1-0, and then for lastly for the searching of the spells, and lastly for the 1-0s, we run Scapegoat, because in this deck, Scapegoat is a great 1-0. It just helps you link off into some of your big beaters, because then you have some great link 3s that you can just link off into, and then we have some good link targets that we can just use the tokens for. So we run the 1 Scapegoat because it does come in clutch, and then for the hand traps, because we do want to be able to play at some point if we have these in hand, we run 3 Effect Veiler along with 3 Ash. Just because these are the most probably relevant hand traps in the game, so we run them just to stop some certain combos, as you guys I'm sure are aware of. And then lastly, we make up the 60 card brick. We play 3 Call by the Grave because we don't want to get hand trapped ourselves, and to stop certain monsters from the graveyard and banish them. That's it for the 60 card brick, guys. Obviously this is gonna change a lot, but feel free to let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think, and then what I should be doing, or what you guys would do to this deck, because I'm curious to know. But it's been fun because I've been playing this a lot amongst peers at school and then online. It's been great. It's been fun when it gets going. So we're gonna get into the extra deck, which is 15 cards. We run Tenyi-Foes Crimsonite. He's an awesome super proletaric. All he requires is 1 Tenyi-Foes monster and then 2 monsters with 3,000 or more attack. So that's pretty much every monster in the game. So it makes it live no matter what. It's great super proletariat, and if you can get it with the Tenyi-Foes-Ball and some graveyard protection, it's amazing. Next we go into the link monsters. We're gonna start off with 2 Landform Ninkus. Just a great link 2. All it requires is 2 monsters. That's where Scapegoat comes in, and then it's non-effect also, so it's protected by the field spell if need be. And then it's just, once you get the scales, free Pendulum Stones to summon. It's just 2 link arrows on a stick, pretty much. Another way I can put it. And then we run 2 of those. Next we're gonna go into the Tenyis. We run 3 Monk of the Tenyi because it's better to have 3, because you do burn through them pretty fast on some occasions, so it's better to have 3. But yeah, pretty much the link 1 for Tenyis. And next we're gonna get into the link 3 Tenyi, Berserker the Tenyi. All he requires is 2 monsters, including link monsters. So all you're gonna need in some cases, if Scapegoat is live for you guys, all you're gonna need is just 2 tokens, and then 1 of the tokens to get into this guy, which is just crazy in my opinion. And all he is just a level 3, link 3 beater, 3,000 attack. And then if you have him along with the field spell and some graveyard protection, it's just hard to get rid of in some cases, and it's a great link 3. All this is very budget, guys, like very budget. So we're gonna get into the other link 3 of the Tenyi, Draco Masters of the Tenyi. So again, he also requires link monsters. It's just 2 monsters, so including tokens, which is great. He cannot be destroyed by monsters. He cannot be destroyed by battle with an effect monster if you control no other effect monsters. And since most of the time you're just gonna have 1 effect monster on board more often than not, he is just gonna stay there and cause problems. But his other effects is the one that you really want to take advantage, especially with this deck if you can get him out. So let's see. If you control no other effect monsters, you can destroy effect monsters your opponent controls up to the number of non-effect monsters you control and or in your graveyard. You can only use this effect the Draco Masters of the Tenyi once per turn. So it's non-targeting, so you can pretty much, once you have a bunch of graveyards set up, whether it be with your insects, whether it be with your link Tenyis or Landform Ninkus, whatever it may be, or even the Crimsonites, whatever it may be. Once you have all that graveyard set up, it's just you're gonna be getting rid of a lot of monsters your opponents control. So yeah, Tenyis can be pretty vicious when they want to be, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So then next, for the last link Tenyi, we run Shaman of the Tenyi. She requires 2 worm monsters, unfortunately, but you can discard 1 other card in your hand to target 1 worm monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and then yeah. And then if you do this, you cannot use any other effect monsters, any other extra deck effect monsters for the rest of the turn except for Tenyi. So yeah, you don't really go into a lot of other effect monsters except for Neteria Beast and maybe that Gusto Emerald, but that's right about it. But she lets you bring back the Mare and just get some link token advantage and just go off. Yeah. Next, for the synchros, we run for 1 out of 2 synchros, we run Draco Berserker the Tenyi, just generic link, level 8 synchro, and it's just great synchro in my opinion. Amazing. We run him because we gotta keep it with the theme. And then we run Neteria Beast because this right here is just a great level 5 synchro. It's just pretty much auto win against strikers and against certain matchups itself, you know. And it's just, you know, have to run it because we do run some earth monsters in here. And then Abyss Dweller because it's just a great rank 4. And then Gusto Emerald because he is like our pot of avarice for this deck because he lets us shuffle 3 monsters in our graveyard into the deck to draw a card. And then his other effect lets you can target 1 non-effect monster in your deck, which you do run a lot, for 1 non-effect monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So you run a lot, so you can bring back some of your Beat Sticks, Crimsonite, or some of your other beat sticks like the Link 3 Tenyi, and yeah, just help you grind even more. And that's it for the deck, guys. The 60 card brick. Obviously, you know, sometimes you do brick because it is 60 carded, but once it gets going, the synergy is insane, and just something I'd like to share, thought I'd share with you guys. And yeah, this is Brian with New Overlay Network signing out.